Hi, it's Chris Blais here. And today I'm joined by Jason Cameron. He's the Economic and Resilience Lead for the City of Calgary. Jason, why don't you just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself, what drew you to this work and how you got involved in the project?
Great. I've been with the city for like 20 years, and a lot of that's been working on with protective services, and then coming across to the resilience team over here, where we look at futures thinking, but also social equity and economic resilience. So my pillar is the economic resilience pillar, and I work on developing new ideas that advance our economy and build the foundations in our economy that lift everyone up.
Wonderful. So what captured the City of Calgary's interest in the Level Up Calgary Minecraft project?
Well, we're all Minecraft geeks, right? No, but to be honest, the city is full with city builders, and that's essentially what CBE and Minecraft were asking us to do. And at the time, the downtown strategy was just launching their document, the downtown strategy document, which really focused on live, work, placemaking, and connecting in the downtown core, which aligned really well with CBE's outcomes for the Level Up project. And so it was just an easy fit. We had the downtown champions on board to help make that happen, and it was just a serendipitous, but maybe let's call it strategic serendipity.
Love it. Now, in your role, so you kind of spoke about the City of Calgary piece. What drew you to this project in your work? Like, how did this kind of align with what you were doing and your thinking at that time? And then thinking about, of course, as we prepare for launch in season 2, just what kind of pulled you in?
For me, I think, a lot about building the long-term resilience of our city is making sure that it's a city where young people feel that they belong. And so engaging young people in city building and getting them to be a part of the decision-making process on what their city will look like, I think is our pathway to long-term success for not just our downtown, but for our city, our region, our province, and the country. And so that was what really was exciting about how can we learn from what young people desire in their public spaces.
Thank you. And we're just so grateful for the partnership. It's been tremendous for our students. So what did season 1 tell you about kind of what informed kind of your decision making and in terms of what is most important for our youth? Well,
I think there's a few themes. I think the big one was the need for placemaking. In order for our downtown to be relevant, it had to be a place that attracted people to come. It had to be unique. It had to be things that people maybe weren't getting in their own communities. And so that's why we saw things like aquariums and massive rec centers and memorials and these unique placemaking attributes that made our downtown special. And so the young people saw that. And if you're looking at being a place that attracts talent and having to draw people from work from home lifestyles to come downtown, it has to be unique. It has to be happening. It has to be vibrant. And that's the young people got that right off the hop, right? So that was a big one. The other piece that was amazing to me was how widespread the adoption of equitable design really came through. Whether it was engaging in recognition of the Truth and Reconciliation or the city's own White Goose Flying report for integrating Indigenous ways of knowing into design, to accessibility, to just the diversity of activity and opportunities to make the city feel welcome for all Calgarians. That was uplifting. It was great to see that it didn't matter whether that student was in the Southwest or the Northeast or inner city, that they all felt that Calgary should be the living room or the family room of our city.
Yes, I absolutely agree. It was just so wonderful to see all of those ideas and come together on those topics of equity and diversity, and just making this a very welcoming And as we move into season 2, I'm thinking of that term vibrancy that we've talked about and resiliency. So those themes will come out very much in season 2, which kind of leads me into my last question. And that is, what are your hopes for season 2? I know we are expanding the world. This thing is just, it's just ballooning and beyond belief. It is, I just think of what we've inspired here, Jason. We have inspired Level Up Winnipeg. Yeah. There are other major cities across Canada that are taking notice and seeing what we built here for Level Up Calgary and taking that inspiration. So we know we've got something special here that we're building upon for season 2. We're not going to give everything away here today, but we know that we are expanding the world. There is an increased Indigenous presence in the world, and an early learning task. So I will be interviewing our CBE Indigenous team and our early learning specialist as well. So what are your hopes for season 2?
Well, Chris, you've right from the very beginning, from the first days of this project, you've talked about authentic learning experience, right, for the students. And I think that's what we've really focused on together. And so rather than just an empty lot and leaving it wide open, we've got way more characters, way more opportunities for students to engage with city champions, community builders, volunteers, and just great Calgarians, and to understand what their hopes and dreams and vision is for specific projects. It's not just an empty lot anymore. It really is that here's a specific area that we're trying to activate, that we want to improve, that we want to make more inclusive, that we want to make world class. And they're actually looking for young people's input on specific projects that are coming up in the city of Calgary.
So cool. Thank you, Jason. Such a pleasure to see you again today.
Yes, sir.
And again, really so grateful for this partnership between the City of Calgary, Microsoft, and the Calgary Board of Education. Of course, we are welcoming Rocky View and Calgary Catholic to participate this year, which we're very excited about. So thank you all for your time, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.